everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tolu Akinyemi. It's an honor to share the same space with you. If you're new here on this channel, I share thoughts that can help women rise above limiting beliefs, have healthier conversations with themselves, be comfortable with their emotions, and to be everything that God has called them to be. If this sounds like something you're interested in, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back again. Today, I'm going to be sharing about growing in kindness. And I've called it growing because kindness is not just a place where you get to, somewhere that you just attain, It comes to some people naturally, and for some other people, because of life experiences, it has toughened them to a point where it looks like there's some level of callousness on their inside. That's how we're addressing this topic today, growing in kindness, because you have to continually grow in it. Say, for instance, being kind is being considerate of other people, not just other people, yourself as well, being considerate. You are probably like a senior at the place of work, and for some reason, someone who just came in, you can see that this person has made a genuine mistake or is doing something that will land them in trouble. Probably something they are oblivious to, just see some kind of attitude or something that they are doing, yet you choose to turn a blind eye to it, and then when the consequences come, you just pounce on the person like you didn't know. There are lots of people who do things like that, ignore other people, ignore things that they are genuinely going through. Or maybe you see a new mom who is struggling with, getting the balance, always running late at some point, just going through life. Life is happening to this person, but you choose to be callous towards them, forgetting that maybe you were also at some point in their shoes. You just choose to be so mean to them, and they're like, but that person is a woman too. She's a woman like me. She's supposed to understand. A lot of times you say that she's a woman like me. She's supposed to understand. She has children that are grown up. She's gone through this kind of experience before. But the truth is, I've come to realize that a lot of times we forget our experiences. We forget what it was like at some point. We go through different things. In that moment, it's a lot for you. But after some time, relief comes, years go by, you forget all those experiences, and you see other people who are going through such, and it doesn't strike any chord in you anymore. And it's just things, it's just life, it's just what happens. So we are talking about growing in kindness. And I will start by saying, growing in kindness starts with you as a person. It starts with you being kind to yourself. You cannot give out of an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't have, really. You must have heard that several times. Being kind to yourself. How would you know if you're kind to yourself? It shows up in how you speak to yourself, how you treat yourself when you've made a mistake, how you talk to yourself. It shows up in those little areas. You see some people say, oh, I'm so stupid. Something happens. I'm so stupid. I'm so foolish. I'm so this. You're so harsh on yourself. How would that kind of person be gentle towards other people? If you treat yourself like that, so harshly, how would you be kind towards someone else who you see who has made a mistake or something like that? So being kind starts with you. It starts with a conversation you have with yourself. And I will say, if you want to go in kindness with yourself, you must accept who you are, the entirety of yourself, the total package that you come in. You have to accept yourself. Sometimes some people will say, oh, some people come in, or let me put it this way, some people come in this very nice package. They're very loving, sweet, and everything. But in that loving and sweet, there is another part of them as well that maybe is very thirsty, very angry, something can happen, they just flare up. There are flaws. We all have flaws, and sometimes we choose to, when we see that weak part of us, that flaw, it's almost like you try to dissociate from it. But how can you dissociate from yourself? We have to get to a point where we accept ourselves and the total package that we come in. Someone who you feel, oh, is so sweet, is so this, is so that, might also have some attitude issues. We all do. We all have some of these flaws. You must come to a point where you accept yourself, the total package that you come with. Accept who you are, accept the entirety of your person, and also learn to forgive yourself, especially things that you might have done in the past, things that you think about still makes you cringe, things that you feel you know, you have to get to a point where you forgive yourself and let go. Otherwise, you keep repeating circles. You just, that harshness is there. That condition is just there on the inside of you. And truly, if you're in that state, you cannot truly and genuinely pour into others. You can't genuinely be kind towards other people. So it starts with you. Forgiving yourself, accepting yourself and the total package that you come in. It starts with how you also speak to yourself. Secondly, I would say that being aware and being present. Yesterday, I went to the mall. I bought a few things. I just wanted to pick a few things, and I had a paper bag with me. And to be honest, the things I bought, I just felt they were, just very few things. But I underestimated the weight. I put everything in that paper bag, and I just came out, carried it, came out, and I had moved past the mall, and everything just dropped on the floor. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do? It's just me. What I was wearing, I didn't have any pockets, I didn't have anything. It was just, so I thought, let me just try to package my stuff, because it's just few things. Let me just pick them up like this and go home. But even that was proving difficult. Then the lady just strolled by with her baby, and she said, do you need a bag? I just told her, I said, yes, please. And she gave it to me. It was the kindest thing someone did to me. And I was like, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for this. It's just a bag. It's just a polythene bag, but it meant everything. So being present and noticing people around you, their countenance, things that are going on in their lives. We live in a world where everybody is just being individual. Sometimes you are careful what you say. You don't know what you say. You don't know what you say that will upset the other person. You don't want to upset anybody. There's just this unnecessary, this cautious. You're just being cautious of everything around you. But we must not let that take away the humanness in us. Noticing when people their countenance has dropped, they're unusually quiet, something is going on, and genuinely showing concern, not because you want to get gist and feed other people. So genuinely being present, being aware of what is going on. And three, I would say, avoid gossiping about other people. A lot of times people are bored with their lives, and it's the truth. People are bored with their lives, nothing is going on, and it just looks nice when you have tea on another person and you just start dissecting other people's lives, cursing them out, insulting them, doing this, doing that. It just feels like maybe it makes some people feel good, but it's bad behavior. So please avoid gossiping about other people, because it makes you feel good temporarily or feel better about yourself. But when you are done, what are you left with? If you are going to be sincere with yourself on your inside, you will see that what you are projecting on that person is coming from what is inside of you. So being kind, like I said in the first point, it originally starts with you. What you would not like other people to do to you, don't do to other people. Passing snacky, sarcastic remarks, all those kind of things that you know that this is not banter. You will know from the intention in your heart. You're angry with somebody, something has happened. You will know that this is not just ordinary banter. You're just giving very negative vibe because you don't like somebody or something like that. That is being wicked. It's being unnecessarily mean and callous towards other people. So let's be conscious of that. No gossiping, no backbiting about people, just spilling tea, taking gist from here to the next person. The truth is, if you gist with somebody else about another person, your gist will come up as well. It's as simple as that. Yours will come up as well. So you might as well just leave it and allow people be themselves. And lastly, use kind words, even especially when you're giving feedback to people. It doesn't matter the dynamics. If you are a senior, if you are whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're an authority over somebody else, use kind words when you're giving feedback, especially if it is a negative feedback or something that should be constructive. Because at the end of the day, you want a change in behavior, you want a change that will make the person better. But some people do things like that because they just want to indict you, stab you, break people's wings. That is wickedness. Why would you want to do that? So if you want to give feedback to people, watch your tone, the kind of language you use. There are a lot of sarcastic comments that people throw around. The truth is, words are like daggers. Words can heal, words can break. And words that break, they shatter, they break badly. It's like you're just piercing, stabbing somebody. So watch your words, your tone, the remarks you make, the kind of jokes. Because if tables are turned and that same joke is directed at you, you wouldn't like it. So if you want to grow in kindness, pay attention to yourself. Cultivate a healthy internal space or atmosphere on the inside of you. Because if you nurture yourself on the inside, it will flow. It will flow out. But if you're just harsh, hostile towards yourself on the inside, it won't take long before you start snapping. So what? So what? You're just becoming a you're just becoming a witch. So please, just let's pay attention to the little things here and there that we do to people in the home, at work, in friendships, anywhere you find yourself, anywhere there is people. I hope that with little things I've said today, you picked one or two things that can help you to continually grow in kindness. Till I see you next time. Bye for now.